Hey, experts listeners, I want to key you into something that we do very special here at Ops Experts Club, and that's a masterclass. We have a free masterclass called Foundations That Scale. And the great thing about this masterclass is it's for operation professionals who are growing businesses. One of the most dangerous things you can do as an operator is grow businesses on a foundations that's not stable. So in this particular masterclass, we take apart all of the inside pieces of your team, your tech, and how they're using time. And we make sure that you're building on a foundation that's stable. So if you want to check out a great masterclass completely for free, go to foundationsthatscale.com. We'll see you there.
Welcome to the Ops Experts Club with Aaron, Taryn, and Savannah. This podcast will take you behind the scenes of some of the finer details of multi-million-dollar companies. These ops experts have dealt with operations for scaling companies and well-established businesses with anywhere from small to large teams. If you've ever been deep into the details of a major company, then you know how much it takes, and these conversations are just for you. Welcome to the Ops Experts Club podcast.
Hello, Ops people.
Hello.
And Savannah. Well, I guess I'm speaking of you and other people. That's what I mean by people. And Savannah, it looks like you have another head behind you bopping around. So welcome as well.
Yeah, I have an assistant this morning, so she's going to help me with my best of cool tools presentation.
Sweet. Yeah.
Part of the Boo Crew.
Boo Crew. All right. Keep your eye out for Collab. Boo Crew experts coming soon to you. Well, welcome. Thanks for joining me today, you guys, and all of our operations folks. Last week, we had a very pleasant meeting with the incredible RJ, and that was just a pleasure. What do you guys think of that?
RJ is a blast. She's
She's
great.
so fun. She makes operations fun.
And one of the nicest people on planet Earth, I'm pretty sure. Super, super nice and great. Every time we get into it, she's like, "Man, I haven't seen you in ages." I'm like, "Oh, RJ, you're so great."
Yeah.
I feel like your besties.
Now, I feel like RJ would be really fun to be stuck in an elevator with for 8 hours while you're waiting.
It definitely would be entertaining.
Could not get bored. You wouldn't have any time to think about like survival. You would just be like having a good time hearing apparently bus stories because she got to live in a bus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not only in an elevator though, but it'd be fun to sit down with RJ for 4 hours and just collaborate on what's possible.
Yeah. No, the stuff that they do is kind of ridiculous. Working with her in the past, I've never seen what goes into actually building those bots and what it takes to make like a chat bot or like a help bot. And the bit I've gotten to work with her, I was like, oh my God, like reasoning, like decision trees down to like forests of decisions that like a user can go through. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, excited to be working with RJ again in the future. I know, whenever it's possible, I'll be calling up on our Black Belt bots crew to help out any chance we get. But this week, since one of the things we love doing is cool tools, showing off our cool tools, always learning about cool tools and just getting to say, that's a cool tool. We're going to bring you our favorite cool tools of the season. Insert montage. So we didn't get the montage made?
We need to get the montage done.
Okay, well, we're just going to have to show you live then. I think we all get paired with the cool tool.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Well, if you guys don't mind, I'll go first. I'll jump in. And I am going to present my screen here for you all and show you what kind of cool tool I have used and I have deemed to be my favorite tool. It was a hard choice because we've done a lot of cool tools. A lot of them I use a lot. And I know this might sound simple, choosing Krisp as my favorite cool tool, but it's just pretty awesome. As somebody who travels and will work outside of the office, I don't have kids yet, but as somebody who might have kids in the future, as somebody who has dogs, as somebody who has a purring cat on my lap sometimes, it is quite wonderful making sure you are still being heard when presenting and leading all the weekly L10s I have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For you guys that do travel and like are working out of like coffee shops sometimes and stuff, it's so nice that like we're in the past in yesteryear, we'd have a Zoom meeting and it would be a lot of chatter in the background. And
Mm-hmm.
now since Krisp, it's like, oh, like you might get a little bit of breakthrough, but it's very minimal and you can actually hold a meeting in, a Starbucks or something, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, versus constantly having to be like mute, unmute, mute, unmute, mute, unmute, mute, and then you're like talking for 5 minutes, didn't realize you didn't unmute yourself, and nobody wanted to be the guy like, "Hey, you're still muted, by the way."
Yeah. Yeah. That's where it gets me is when you have to work from a coffee shop and the grinders are loud and the people are loud. They got their music going. Everything's happening all at once. And you just engage Krisp and people don't even know. You've got your fake background on. People would have no idea you're in a coffee shop. I haven't paid for it yet, but you do get 90 minutes free of noise cancellation every
Per
day.
day.
You got rewards. It says 60 minutes. I don't know if they downgraded or if the 90 minutes is if you use a work email address. I think that's what gets you. And then they've also upgraded to transcriptions. So really trying to fight with, Fathom, Otter, so you can get transcriptions. But if you really need it, $8 a month, billed annually, $96 a year. If you really need this tool, you want to be professional, you want to present well, you're in a lot of meetings, you've got chaos in the background constantly. Maybe you're a part-time dog rescuer and they're just barking at everything in the world. $8 a month can really save you.
I'm curious what the HD noise cancellation is under that Pro plan.
Let me tell you that HD obviously stands for heavy duty.
You could be inside a construction zone in the middle of a tornado and nobody knows what's happening.
I bet it's more nuanced because I know that sometimes if there is a lot of background noise, sometimes like certain words will be cut off, or I notice the sound of the letter S will be cut off. Well, it might temporarily sound like you have a lisp. So if a team doesn't know you and know that you don't have a lisp, then your person you're meeting with, not that that's a bad thing. Lots of people have lisps, but just saying maybe HD gets rid of that.
I thought maybe with the image of the rocket ship, it's implied you can be on a rocket ship and use Krisp.
That would be heavy duty.
Yeah. So let's see. It's going to tell us preserve best quality of voice. So yeah, what it is, heavy duty.
And I found out about Krisp from a fellow mom who works from home. And I would say that if you are a mom and you are someone who's in a lot of meetings, you probably want to spring for the paid one, just because it is once you have it and you're used to like not being stressed about the chatter of your children in the background. If you have your children home, and even if you don't have your children home, if you have childcare, you're going to have your children home sometimes because sometimes childcare doesn't work out. And so you're going to know the difference when you don't have it available. And so, yeah, if you're doing more than one meeting a day, I would say spring for the paid version. It's worth it.
Yeah. Who wants to go next?
Put me in, coach. Today, I'm going back to one of my favorite tools called OBS, and I'll just go ahead and share my screen. So that'll be the easier route to go. Let's see, share screen. I'm going to try not to send us into infinity here for a second. See if it works. Woo! Okay, there we go. So OBS, I really like this software most of all because it's free, open source, it's free. I didn't really dive deep into what it could do the last time we presented. I talked more about just recording, but OBS is a recording and streaming software. Like you said, it's free, it's open source. The beauty of it is it does like a lot of things that Ecamm does, for example, because I know I actually just sent it to a client who was looking into Ecamm, but it's completely free. The big power tool when it comes to streaming with OBS, I just have it on the black screen right now so we don't get lost, is this studio mode. And what happens is on the left side here is what I see, my monitor. And if I was streaming, say I'm a coach, I'm making a presentation, this right-hand screen will be what you're presenting or what you're showing. So if I come over into my scenes, I can set up what I want my audience to see before they see it. And then I just do a quick transition over and now they can see this. Or I could switch over to say another monitor, and this is my other monitor I have set up. And then I can transition it over now. This is what your audience is seeing. So it's really nice to be able to swap back and forth between presentation items, presentation tools, have an iPad or something on the other side. Maybe I can fade it back to black. So I'm setting up a different scene. And then I want to bring in a video I have on my computer. I can say, hey, there's this cool video. You should check it out. I can send it in. And that's what they're seeing now. Or I could even just go, back to that over my other monitor. So there's a lot of really good presentation tools. I can move stuff around, or I could go back to the video, and before I move it, maybe I wanted to go back to real quick. Oops, that was supposed to be full screen. Now my audience can see the full screen video there. So really cool tool. I want to make sure that people know like how powerful it is. The only downfall to something like, can we bring you guys back here? Live OBS is it's great if you're a single presenter. So it doesn't work as well for something like what we use right now, which is StreamYard, in that it gives us like a virtual room for us all to join, and then you can create scenes and do presentations and stuff. It's really meant for just a solo presenter, which a lot of our coaches and clients they're doing a live, Facebook class, and they have a whiteboard they always have to turn over to. Well, this would be really nice because you could just have, say, a tablet hooked up to your computer and, present from a tablet and switch to a different scene where it shows just your tablet, or switch to another scene where it shows the tablet and your face over the tablet. Because I didn't really go into it there, but when you're setting up your scenes, you can add any and every video capture device, audio capture device, any video file, image file you have on your computer. You can sort of build out these scenes kind of like we have here with our name and the collab and everything. And you can just hotkey, control M, switch to scene 2, control 3, switch to scene 3, and you can do it pretty seamlessly and be your own basically presenter and producer for whatever, training course you're recording. Like I said, if you want to bring somebody in, it's kind of, you'd have to go the route of, okay, let's join a Zoom call. Then I'll present over my Zoom call. So you lose some quality there versus like a StreamYard here where, like I said, you have that virtual room, but I really like it. And you can't beat free, like completely free, no matter what. And they're always upgrading and updating. So I highly recommend it to people who are getting into the coaching business and want some sort of way to present their classes, because you can all stream straight into Facebook or straight into YouTube or straight into something like Restream, which we used in the past. Restream is another platform that you basically plug in and then it just shoots it out to every single place. You could pop Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all of them. So I highly recommend it.
Nice. That's cool one. I think it sounds like we're going to have a new video production arm, the Collab team. Ben getting super into it.
Love it.
Yeah, I need to give that one another try, because I remember I got excited about it when you presented about it in that cool tool segment. And then it just kind of went on with my life. But now I am working on those kind of live videos and stuff for art things. And I've been using the free version of StreamYard, which is fine. But I feel like I could have better results for free with OBS, since it will just be me. I'm not interviewing anybody. It's just me in my drawing and painting. So I feel like for those kind of things, like you said, for presenting, that could be really a game changer.
Yeah, I would say if you're a solo presenter, there's no reason to purchase something like an Ecamm or a StreamYard or a Restream, because you do have to pay for those.
Mm-hmm.
This with OBS, and a lot of them, I will say too, like if you do pay for them, you're either paying for you get 720p, or if you upgrade, you can get high definition. With OBS, it's all free. So the video output that you have natively on your equipment is what you're going to output to in OBS. And you can even downgrade it. Like I could output to, in 1440, but if I'm streaming that's going to take a lot of bandwidth. I could downgrade that to maybe 1080 and still stream at a really high quality without, destroying my bandwidth and my internet ability. Great software.
Now it works for both Windows and Mac.
Correct. Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. That's nice things. It plays with everybody too.
Yeah, that was kind of a deal breaker with Ecamm, was it's only Mac users. And, depending on who you're having on your team, if you're working with a team, you need to be able to have a tool that people can take turns leading on. So if it's like proprietary to a specific type of computer, then that kind of sucks.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we recently upgraded to StreamYard. Ecamm just wasn't kind of for us. The lag is what really got to us. It's really hard to communicate live. So we're in StreamYard now, and it's actually going pretty cool.
Yeah. And I have a feeling that's probably why a lot of these streaming platforms, it's tougher for them to get into this sort of virtual room production mode because you're dealing with everybody's connection and it's trying to compress all that and you're producing on top of it. So I think Streamline's did a great job of sort of getting rid of that lag.
Been great. Well, thanks, Ben. OBS is pretty cool. Might give it a shot if I ever need to update a video or go live for my Twitch stream. Is that what it's called?
If it's still around, that used to be a thing. I haven't heard about it for a while, but
Still there.
still there.
Yep. And they're all using OBS.
All right. Hey,
Well, Savannah, what do you got for us? You got a cool tool?
I do have a cool tool. I feel like mine is probably the most boring out of all of ours that we picked. But thinking back on all of the segments that we've had, there's one that stood out to me that I geeked out so hard about the tool that I was trying to convince our CEO to switch everything out of Asana to start using this instead. And I did not win, but getting to re-explore this for this segment, I ended up just making myself an account because they have the free version like Asana. And I'm like, I can use that for my own business stuff on the side. And then I can have my different clients are separated by which project management software is reaching out to me so I can keep things segmented. So I am going to share my screen and talk with y'all about ClickUp. So ClickUp is a project management software. It's an alternative to, Asana, Monday, what have you. I love Asana and I love Monday, and they all have their own things that are fantastic about them. But ClickUp, what's really nice, it's kind of like a solution for everything at once. So if you're trying to do something quickly, which is why I think this would be great for my business I'm doing on the side, if you need to be able to do everything from one spot and not be going to all of your different apps, they integrate with a lot just right in your docs and your tasks, which is nice. So this is my board that I've created, and I've segmented it by, the type of project. And what's nice about the free version of ClickUp versus the free version of Asana doesn't give you a whole lot in their free. They want you to upgrade for kind of all the things. And so I can look at it in a list. I can look at it in a board, which I think you have that view in Asana, but I can also look at it in a calendar, which I think calendar view is funny in Asana. And then you can also look at it in a Gantt chart, which is kind of exciting. And then you can also set up automations, which this reminded me kind of Monday functionality, where you can set it up to, like, when you change a status of something, you can change who it's assigned to. So you can create a whole workflow. Yeah. So you can create workflows within your tasks so that you're not having to do everything manually, which again, I think that you can do in Asana, but you do have to pay for it. And then you can do it in Monday. But Monday, some people don't like Monday because it can be so convoluted and complicated. So I feel like this is like a really happy medium between those two. The other great thing about ClickUp is that you can put all of your things. Sorry, I'm showing you all everything at once, but you can do a time estimate too. So you can be like, well, that project usually takes me about an hour, so that you can plan your day. But we also have docs. And so what I love about this is from the point of view, like immediately I'm like, oh my gosh, L10s. Like we're hosting our L10s in Asana and it's working, but it's not, you can tell it's not built for it. And I feel like with this, like you could set up your L10 docs right in your project management and then like get your assignments right from it.
Man.
Which is just really cool. And then you can have sub documents. So if you have, so I just did like a blog, I was just playing around, but you can create sub documents within that document. So if you had, an overall, like a template for something, and then you wanted everyone to like do their own assignment from it,
Sure.
You have that option. The only thing that I don't love about it is that their table solution is not great. So like you would be able to do like scorecard and stuff from it. It's really just for like plotting information.
Gotcha.
So you'd still want to, you can embed your Google Sheets though. So if it got to scorecard time, you could just embed the scorecard in the
Pop
thing.
open another tab.
And then everyone has access to it, and you can link, of course, Google Docs and stuff too. And then I just wanted to show you guys pricing on it. So free, you get a ton. The only thing on that I would think would be the big is you don't get a lot of storage.
Yeah.
But everything else I feel like is pretty, like you get pretty much everything you need, especially if, like it says there, like best for if you're working on your own. So
And still That still seems $7 per user is still cheaper than Asana, right? Because it's Asana like 15 per user.
Yes, it is. The thing with Asana too is that because you can only have so many users for free in Asana,
Yeah.
and once it goes into paid, then you have to pay for everybody. It's not like, oh, you went over, 10 users, so now you have to pay for
Oh,
like
that's
you
how
have
they
to
get
pay.
you.
Yeah. That's what gets us because it's like we have I think 15 is their max. So we have 15 people. And then once you get 16, you're not paying for the 16. It's like now you get to pay this much per month per person
Plus
for
all the
16
others.
people.
Done.
So
What?
it's how they get you.
Yeah. Yeah. Asana's 11 per month. I mean, if you pay annually, but pretty much 15 a month if you're doing the monthly plan. Interesting. I can see a migration to ClickUp in our future.
Listen, guys, listen. Like we spent a lot of time in Asana. We have a lot of processes and things built out in Asana, but like the workflow automation option in ClickUp, like that is so cool because we have a lot of tasks where we're building things out for our clients where it's like, it's going to change 4 hands by the time that it's done because of just our different expertise, in the organization. So being able to do that automated and just set up a process, and you can set them up as templates too, which I don't think Asana lets you do either. They don't let you do templates unless you pay. You could set that up as a template and then just duplicate it and then just be like, okay, like we're rolling out Zendesk for this new client. Okay, we're going to roll out Zendesk for this new client. And you're not having to like, you can do it in Asana, but you have to game the system in a way that like with this, it would just be like natural and easy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can't count how many like times where I've like finished a task and I'm like, go to mark complete. I'm like, oh no, if I mark it complete, then the other person who's also working on this is just going to lose it and they have to go and search for it. So if I can mark it complete and then it shifts it over to then being assigned to them, that would be awesome.
Mhm. And then on their integrations, it showed that it integrates with all your calendars, Google Calendar and even like Apple Calendar and stuff too, so that it can show your dates, I guess, on your actual like calendar when you're looking at stuff. For some people, that'd probably be like too much noise, but for some, I could see that being handy. But it also said that it integrates with Calendly, and I need to explore that part. But like, I could see some really cool potential for that.
Yeah.
Scheduled calls on your task list.
Yep. That'd be great.
That was my favorite of the season that I just was like, I can't walk away from this one without telling people that.
Well, you're going to keep using it on some personal stuff, the unclap stuff. Well, let us know how it goes. Once we get to more than 15, let's see here. What are you going to do?
I'm going to build out an L10 template and I'll just have it ready. And then when we get there, I'll just quietly just hand it over. I'll have a Loom recorded and it'll be great. And the next thing you know, we'll all be in Clipped.
I mean, it's pretty neat. We can use these apps for free for so long, though. Like can you imagine going to McDonald's and getting like 5 free French fries every day? And it's like no questions asked.
We're sitting there eating them and we're just like, this is how they get you.
You want it's going to cost you, but you can find. Yeah. So that's fun. I mean, we've done a lot of tools this year. It is hard to pick favorites. I mean, I finally signed up for Fathom. Why not? We're using Help Scout now. We did our first Help Scout integration, right?
Mhm.
And that's a cool feature. I mean, we have, what else have we gotten? Whimsical. I used Whimsical for the first time and loved it. Never touched Lucidchart again.
Yeah, Whimsical was nice.
I've got my Calendly.
And I still actually might be switching to Schedule Once. I still haven't fully decided that yet. I have the account for both and I'm still kind of waffling. So
Well, we know nobody's switching to Koalander, so
not worth it.
Yeah. Well, any of y'all out there enjoyed a specific cool tool, or maybe you're transformed by a cool tool we did the way Savannah is on every cool tool we bring up, let us know. Or if you ever got a cool tool to share, let us know too. They're always coming out more quickly than we can look at them or even know they exist.
true.
We're always down for some cool tools. A lot of the entrepreneurs we work with love new flashy objects. So we try to keep up with those and let them know like, well, it's hype, or let them know, well, it's real. Let's check it out. So we always love a good, cool tool. Well, Ops Experts Club people, we will see you again next week. Thank you for joining us today and see you later.
Thank you for tuning in to the Ops Experts Club podcast. New episodes available every week on Spotify, iTunes, and everywhere you listen to podcasts. If you're curious about how some of the biggest names in entrepreneurship have scaled their businesses to the next level, check out some of our best content on this topic by going to foundationsthatscale.com. You can find the link in our bio and do your part to improve as an ops expert.